Love on the High Seas, a serialized gay romance taking place on the Caribbean cruise liner, the Majestic Star. Follow along with me as I take everyone on an epic adventure with love, murder, and mystery. Penned by Ryland Mason, narrated by me, Brian Shepard.
Episode 8, Joey. My watch says it's 4 o'clock. Time to get up, as I told Andrews that I would be back for 4:30. Time to shower, shave, and change into a fresh uniform. I would be on second watch, which is until at least 10 tonight. By then, I would be throwing anchor just offshore until morning, as I normally don't dock at night. The Port Authority police would have to wait. I would also have to make my announcement tonight before dinner. I just hope that everything goes smoothly and passengers can get some time off the ship at least. Showered and shaved and in my last clean uniform, I just realized I was ready to head to the bridge. Andrews was waiting, just itching for me to say the words. "I have the watch," I said. And he nodded, and he was out of that chair so quick. Can't blame him. He's been just as tired as I was. "Have a good rest," I said as he walked off the bridge. He gave a wave, and he was gone. The sea was starting to calm down, which made for perfect sailing as we made up time to make it to Port-au-Prince. The captain of the Mirage stepped onto the bridge just then. "Captain, I was wondering if you received any news on what is happening when we dock. I'm not sure if our people will be there or not." "Yes, I believe Perkins was going to bring it to you. Port Authority police, along with the Coast Guard, will already be on the ship due to another matter, so I'm sure they will kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I would not be surprised if your theory is correct," I said, thinking about our earlier conversation about what happened to his ship, to then the news from the port. "What do you mean?" he asked, waiting patiently for me to speak my next words, like I'm doing now. "There is a man in custody that was on my ship, yet left on another. He was picked up out of the sea after his boat sank. I would not be surprised if his boat is what you hit. I'm sure they will inquire to see if there is a connection," I told him as I made myself a cup of coffee. Thank God for the coffee station. Now that I was finished with that talk, the captain left the bridge to then be replaced with Shillings, looking like he was on a mission. "Hello, Captain. I got your message about the deck chairs. I understand how it may sound crazy to you, but I do take my job seriously. I know that we have 48 deck chairs on this ship. I counted them. We needed to count for the updated pillows that go in the chairs. I recounted when we were securing the ship. I left the last 2 on the stern for last. However, by the time I remembered to grab and store them, the wind must have taken them. Those were original to the ship, I'll have you know," he said, almost with a pout. Thank you, Shillings. That'll be all. If you'll excuse me, I have to get back to my charts and stuff." I lied. I didn't really think he would have an answer. Okay, lesson learned. Never doubt Shillings. On any level. He smiled and turned to leave the bridge. "Oh, and Shillings, can you bring me up some creamers? You know, the purple ones? It seems someone else on the bridge loves my creamers as much as I do." Looking around, I believe it was Shepard. "Right away, sir," he said as he continued on his way. I was looking ahead. It was an awesome day as the sun was out and the temperature was a balmy 87 degrees. Sailing was a breeze now that it was clear skies and smooth waters. The storm had moved north sooner than predicted, so passengers should be okay to enjoy the ship. And I was also told that there would be live music in the theater this afternoon and evening. Staff is limited in the Pirates Cove Casino, as I lost 2 crew members. Yet it was open along with all restaurants. Life seemed to bounce back after what was a horrible experience. Perkins was off duty, so I was stuck with Shepard. Officer Shepard was a fantastic crew member. However, sometimes he liked to talk. Too much at times. "Shepard, please have Security Chief come up to the bridge," I said as I got up from my chair. "There are some questions that need answers." While waiting for the Security Chief, I decided to write up my report on the incident with Cassius, now that my head was clear and I could finally think. They will be requesting this report, so I will have to have it ready. I also needed to make a general announcement about passengers not leaving the ship until questioning is completed. I don't believe they will be happy about it. "You wanted to see me, Captain?" the security chief asked as he came onto the bridge. "Yes. Can you explain to me how Cassius was able to evade you? And have we any information about Mr. Flemings?" I asked, as I need to add this to my report. It was strange for him not to inform me on what was happening, or to not give me an update. Something smells fishy. "I am sorry, Captain. With everything going on, I forgot to keep you updated. I will go and make my report and have it ready for when we dock. We have no answers as to who killed Mr. Flemings. Not sure how St. James was able to hide on the ship. Then again, he did have men all over. More excuses, if you ask me. John was new to the ship, yet according to his file, he was an excellent candidate for the position. Very thorough. Doesn't seem like he was this time. Go and make your report. Have it ready to me as soon as you're finished," I said with him a determined look. After he left the bridge, I decided to look out with the binoculars. Not a ship in sight. Clear waters, along with a beautiful blonde standing up at the bow. While looking, I noticed Chance was standing next to Anita, standing against the railing, and seemed to be in deep conversation. I can only imagine what she was talking to him about. I'm just glad to see him out and about. I would have to catch up with him later. Attention all passengers and crew. As we approach Port-au-Prince, we will be anchored offshore as investigators from the Port Authority board and question the passengers and crew before we proceed with docking. Passengers will then be allowed to disembark the ship and enjoy Port-au-Prince. Thank you, and I apologize. All right. Well, with that out of the way, back to the watch. As soon we would be throwing anchor while our friends from the Authority would be boarding. Jack has already talked with me and would like to talk with the lead investigator himself, as he has questions about Cassius, especially about the crown. I would have to ask him why he simply didn't mail the crown back to the museum. May cause some trouble by keeping it on hand. Captain, I hope you had a good watch. Ready to take over when you're ready, Andrew said as he came up alongside my chair. Good, because I was getting tired of drinking coffee. I wanted bloody food. Wait. Now I know Shillings brought up creamers. There were 10. I had 2 cups, and now the creamers are gone? Now I know it was Shepard. Shepard, I said, looking right at him as he turned, and must have been stunned to hear me say his name. Stop taking my Italian sweet creamers and not replacing them, or I'm going to have you walk the plank, and I'll kick you off myself. You'll be fish food, mate. Catch my drift? I didn't mean to come off rude, yet he drives me crazy. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. he responded, wide-eyed, like he was surprised I said something. Great. Now I feel bad. Okay, maybe not. So I turned and walked off the bridge. Destination, dining room. Food sounds really good right about now, and I'm hoping to run into Chance. I will be returning to the bridge when I'm finished, as soon as we will be throwing anchor for the night. Strange, really. I've never had to anchor before, always docked. I was worried about passengers complaining about the delay and course correction. Yet, so far, no one has said anything as I made my way into the dining room. I found Chance sitting at a table in the middle of the room, looking up through the open ceiling. Now that the weather was agreeable, the crew opened the windows to allow the stars and moon to shine bright into the room. The only one I saw was Chance. He finally looked down to see me walking over. Smiles aside, it was good to see him. As I stepped up to the table, he spoke first. "Care to join me?" he asked as I simply nodded and sat across from him. He had this look like he was trying to read me, his brain working overtime, it seemed. He was definitely thinking. "You're thinking about something," I said as he just gazed at me for a moment. "Until?" "Yes, I had a lovely walk with Anita on deck and up to the bow, which is a beautiful spot to look out. Stern is okay. Anyway, she happened to mention something about... Sorry to interrupt, Captain, yet Andrews is requesting you on the bridge. We might have a problem," Shepard said, interrupting Chance. "Well, this would have to wait, I'm afraid." "Sorry, Chance. Enjoy your night. I'll see you in the morning," getting up from the table. "Oh, yeah, okay. I'm sure I'll see you. Have a great night," he said as I made my way out of the dining room and up to the bridge. What he could want is beyond me. Only one way to find out. "Andrews, report," I said as I made my way over to the chair where he was sitting. "Captain, Perkins reports the weather is shifting, bringing strong gusts which Chief Gunner is worried about, and even more so as he says the anchor may not release, as one of the links is jammed. He's currently working on that." "May I remind you that the ship is equipped with 2 anchors? I was able to get out before the chief walked on. "Captain, your anchors are crap. Rusted, as it looks like you've never used them. I'm still trying to work out the jammed one. Just thought I'd let you know before you go and use the other one. Give me some time to work on this," he asked. "Well, I am very appreciative of all his help so far. We've had about an hour until we reach our spot." "You have an hour, sir, and thank you," I said as he just smiled and nodded. "I'm going to miss him when he goes. Maybe I can steal him from Eric's ship." "Yeah, right. Eric would never let that happen, as I know the chief is looking forward to returning to the Coral." We finally arrived at our location, where I'm hoping to throw anchor and hold up until morning. Chief Gunner managed to do some maintenance on the port side one. I have a good feeling things will work. They have to. We've made it this far. Now was the time to see if things worked. With the push of a button, the anchors were released. However, nothing moved. It must have been the wind, which started to pick up, as the motion must have been just right as the port side let go and fell into the sea. Crewmen could be seen wrestling with the massive chains until finally the starboard let go and dropped into the waters. Now we should be all set until they come aboard.